Evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Pardon any lag. The most interesting part of any video is the part you can't see, which is me getting the screens in order. Because I don't know how actors did it before you could not see yourself immediately back. Guess you just have to trust your body more. But I'm not that good, so I have to be able to see myself while I'm live and see all of you guys, because I really struggle to go to a live show and not interact with the chat room, even if it's not, quite frankly. So what is up to I bitch slap Satan and Denise and Moon Bunny, Patrick, Michael, Lisa Gray. What is up? Moon Bunny said they're out and about, popped in to say hi. They said hello to me and everybody in the chat room. And Patrick saying hi to everybody. Michael saying hi to everybody. Oh man, it feels like, I know it's not warm outside. It's like something like -2 Celsius, but I'm in here like flop sweating, even though I turned down the heat. I don't know why. These are the easiest shows to do because I did all the hard work yesterday, which was watching the movie. And I I noticed a difference because rather than taking, I think, 5 pages of notes, I got all the way up to 7. So I'm either writing down too much because I'm used to doing it for Dark Shadows, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it was like confusing and I had to like write down more to make myself focus on it. I don't know. You guys don't even need to see that. Oh, what's up, Erica? Glad you made it. And smash the like button if you haven't already. I'm gonna wait a little bit, let folks file in. Oh, about 15 minutes here, then I'll dive right into it, since it's just The Man Who Would Be King from 1975. It's just over 2 hours, something like 2 hours, 8 minutes. But a lot happens. But I liked it. It was recommended first back in for the January poll, and that it ended up beating the Boondock Saints after that poll ended. So I'm like, well, it must be that good. Let me throw it in the mix this time. And it won. So great recommendation. It's maybe it's not something I would have checked out, even though it does have a solid cast. So I'm glad I was sort of, I don't want to say forced into watching it, but I won't lie. At a certain point into this movie, I'm like, what did I get myself into? No place to go but go through it. But I mean, by the end, holy shit, I was not expecting that ending, and just feels, no spoilers. Very cool. Oh, let me get the serious stuff out of the way first, just in case I forget to say it at the end. But I do have it in. It's the first thing to select in the description. That is the poll for a movie for us to watch for March. Let me drop this in the chat room for you first. If you don't want to click on the description to get to it, I totally understand. I get it. So that's them. And the options are Beckett from 1964. This is the one with Peter O'Toole as Richard the no Henry II. And what it was, his he thought, I'm going to have control over all of the land by getting the priesthood, the church on my side, because any ruler knows you got to have the church on your side, or you really don't have all of the power, do you? Hey, I'll make my best friend the high priest, head pope, whatever the hell, and then I'll control all of England, and everything will be cool because my best friend will do anything I say. Well, he was wrong, and then the movie happens. Very good. I have watched this within the last 2 years, and it is on Tubi. It is also on YouTube for free. These are all for free. The next one was Runaway Train. This was recommended by a Frankly. Have not seen it. From 1985. It has John Voight. If you've seen him in anything, you know he's good. So I right there, I know I'm gonna have a good time. Then Donnie Darko from 2001. I could have sworn this came out in the late 90s, but around in there. This is one I have not seen, but I've heard of. This is the song Mad World was used for it. All Around Me Are Familiar Faces, that song. Um, I sort of don't know what it's about. I think it's like some kid going through some stuff and he's like hallucinating some character. There might be I don't know if he like say hurts himself at the end. I really don't know. I didn't look at the synopsis. I don't want to spoil it for myself if it's chosen. I do already have it in my like to watch later because it has been around for 24 years. I've heard about it. I want to check it out. And then the last one is Kill the Irishman from 2011. I was going to recommend this last month, but I figured two Irish movies in a row would be too much if it did get chosen. This is the one. It's got starring Ray Stevenson, R.I.P. It also has Vincent D'Onofrio, Val Kilmer, others. I don't want to spoil the who it is because it's a big name. I did see this in the theater. I remember watching this. It's about Danny Green. He was a fella who was just not taking any shit from the mob up in Cleveland in the 70s. And they didn't like that. And then some things happened, and he's no longer with us. Great film. Great fucking film. Oh my God. And if you don't know Ray Stevenson, watch him in. I really love The Book of Eli. Holy crap. If you've seen that movie, wow, Gary Oldman film. Uh, Whoa, it's just very good. Yeah, those are the options. Anything that's picked is great. I can, watch something I've never seen before. I can watch something I have seen before. It's all good. Those all sound like solid choices. So thank you guys. Oh, good. Patrick's tooth is feeling better. Oh. Danny, yeah, got blown up on the east side of Cleveland. Yeah, what do I always say? Stay out of East Cleveland if you don't want to get shot. Yeah. Oh, damn, we spoiled the movie. No, yeah, it is about a real dude. I think that movie might even have some footage of him at the end. But this dude was just like was not taking any shit from anybody. Just did not care. And then of course, since it's like the Irish people versus the Italian mob, you get like the fun us throwing slang, derogatory terms at each other randomly throughout the movie, so you get that fun part of it. It is from what I remember, the clothing is rather like 70s, so like the wide collars, huge mustaches, really cool side character chick. Not gonna spoil that. I just remembered I like that lady. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave that up. We'll have that going up for the whole week, and then we'll finalize that like how we usually do, probably somewhere in the middle or towards the end of the show on March the 8th. We'll get that finalized. That way we'll have about 3 weeks to watch it. One, wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 weeks to watch it, plus a couple days, something like that. Plenty of time, plenty of time. Oh, what else? Oh, Zora, glad you made it. Zora lived it by the plum, the square, and on the level. Yeah, if you happen to have been up in Cleveland in the late 70s, that's, I'm sure you couldn't open up a newspaper without reading about it or hearing a random explosion. And then they actually did shoot it up in Cleveland, so it's very unnerving for myself to see like these vaguely familiar-ish buildings. Like maybe I haven't been down that street, but I've been in an area where they built buildings like that. Plus, you're seeing like big Hollywood actors in the foreground, so it kind of throws me off. Dandy damn! Every time I click on the movie I choose, it checks a different one. Try reloading Or if it's acted up for you, maybe wait till the stream's over and just X out of the app and come back in. It's just sun and a water sign. It's going to give me a hard time, and then that might trickle down into the vote. So sorry about that. It's I can't help it. It'll stop when I die. So yeah, but give it a again, anytime YouTube is acting up, give it 24 hours and then it usually figures itself out. And then I do have super chats opened up. Those are the links for Venmo and Buy Me a Coffee. That is so you can support the show. Your money does not go to hookers and blow. It stays in the United States, and you get your comment read on the air. Unless you put something in your comment and you say you don't want me to read it on there, then I just won't. That's fine too. So that is available, but of course you don't have to donate to a channel to support it. You can show up and have a good time. And smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed with all notifications on. You can share the show if you think the folks who follow your accounts would be into it. Lisa Gray saying, so that whole battery situation last week fucked me up. Oh, damn. TMI perhaps, but yeah, I ended up with a, oh, damn it. Prolapsed, albeit retired, baby holder organ. Am on the mend. Good God above. Those batteries are heavy. Holy fucking shit. More power to you. Since people are healing, now they can send it to you because goddamn, that's intense. That's sort of why I'm wearing this shirt. Kind of jumping ahead a bit. Just in case anybody takes my clothing as a cue, I did say I was gonna wear my Not Today Satan shirt until I found out Gray Still Plays was well again. And then on his membership video, he is on camera again. The chest cold's clearing up, so he's on the mend. So I can start to feel better. So that's why I'm not wearing the black shirt. But holy shit, yeah, any of that healing power can go straight on over to Lisa. Cause ouch, yeah. Lifting stuff sucks. Just damn. I'd smoke you out if I was closer to just holy shit. I've got some gin. You can have it. I'm not drinking it. Oh my god. And then on March the 22nd at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be on Foxhole Squares. I didn't write down the name of on Coffee Talk with Sandra. That is, you can go ahead and give her channel a subscribe now, so you're all set. But that's going to be, I'm going to do my show for 2 hours, then hop over there after an hour. And it's like an hour long, maybe a little bit longer. I guess it just depends on how silly we get. And that's going to be fun. I've never done anything like it. It'll be my first time being asked to be on another show. So that's a trip. So that's going to be fun. That's in this month, in a few weeks, something like that. So we'll be doing that later this month. And then, of course, I am reviewing all of Dark Shadows from 1966. That is a soap opera that ran for 5 years. You can watch it on Tubi. That's a free app. You can watch on your phone, your smart TV, and most devices in between. They have it broken up into 2 parts. The first 209 episodes is called Dark Shadows: The Beginning. And then Dark Shadows proper, no subtitle, that's episode 210 through 1245. I forget where I'm at now, something like 413. It's been a slow week getting episodes in, but I'm going all through that. I watched it all this time last year, didn't write anything down. Didn't know I was going to have a channel this time last year. It's kind of hard to say because on March 7th, that'll be the 1-year anniversary of me uploading videos. That's also when Mayhem comes out. And that's also the Zell's birthday. Lisa Gray said, thanks, appreciate the good energy. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if I don't need it, you can have whatever I'm not using. Denise loved Dark Shadows. Fuck yes. I have watched 2 of the movies too. I'll put that on the channel. I've got to listen to Return to Collinwood yet. 2 CDs. It is free online. I knew that when I bought it, but that's not the point. Anything Dark Shadows I would like to bring along to you guys. So just a modern person watching a TV show that's almost 60 years old now. All kinds of fun. All right, did you watch any good movies this month? I did. I watched Maniac Cop. No, we're not here to talk about that. That's a fun Bruce Campbell movie. Never saw it before. It was cute. So this is a drinking game. If you have alcohol, grab it. Grab it right now because this there are a few times when we're gonna stop so you can take a shot. I can't do that because I've got to get up in the morning tomorrow. I don't drink like that anymore. I'm not trying to be like sloppy drunk in the middle of this and then have to do another hour of show either. So I can't drink along or smoke along, but you certainly can because all of a sudden something starts happening, and then I was like, "Oh my God, when is it gonna stop?" And then it just we'll get to it. It's fine. It's fine. It shouldn't stop anyone from enjoying the movie on their own. It's just because I have tinnitus. Yeah, Dandy, grab your alcohol. You'll be doing some shots. So I got about 4 or 5 in. I'm like, this is gonna be a drinking game, but I know this is not gonna stop. Then you said Brother Zoe is doing something like that too. Yeah, it's Zoso dude reached out to me about being on the Foxhole Squares, and I said yeah, and it's like he hosts it, and then he's allegedly having himself, and I've heard King 40 and Frank from Quite Frankly are going to be there as well as myself. That's all I know. I don't know how to play it. I don't know if I'm, pardon me, I don't know if I'm a square or a contestant. Um, I know nothing about it right now. I don't have to know anything about it now. It's not for like 3 weeks. But it'll be fun. You've got time to grab your alcohol. This is the things we have to drink about do not come up until a little bit later. Lisa, yeah, I'm in for medicinal purposes only. Dandy, it's on a little late for me, so I watched the replay on Sunday. Yeah, 10 p.m. is officially late for me, so I'm drinking 2 cups of coffee every day and trying to stay up past 9:15 p.m. It'll be fine. I'll get there. It's still so far. It because let's say if it's 3 weeks away, that's gonna feel like 6 weeks away to me, which is a month and a half. So it'll be fine. So this movie starts off, and right away we're in some kind of like Arabian bazaar. We really can't tell what country we're in exactly. It's India though, so you got like like your merchants selling stuff. You've got your snake charmer type guy. It's like people kind of proving that they're fearless. Like I think one little kid, he's like holding a snake, and it's like that far from his face. And he looks so scared. But I think that's their thing, like just trying to make themselves look fearless so they can have the visitors give them money and stuff like that to just to be creepy and scary. So it's a little bit like is this going to be sort of like a not horror porn, but like are we going to get this through the whole movie, just these weird freaky characters on our face? It's not. They're just setting the stage. It looked like some folks are smoking out on the balcony too. I don't know what they were smoking. It could have been that, folks eating bugs, like scorpions and stuff. Sorry if you're eating, but nobody told me. I just hit play, and this was just in my face one morning. I didn't know. It's not really like gross to see. It's not graphic, but it happens. And then the music is very, indicative of where we are in the world. Very sort of stereotypical sounding. We're in India type of music. John Rogers, glad you made it. Patrick, it's 10:19 a.m. there. Hope I last the night. You'll make it. It'll be fine. I mean, if your tooth hurts, that's fine. I totally understand. This is a Rudyard Kipling story, but all right, take your word for it. Directed by John Huston, and then music by Maurice Jarre. I'm not gonna sit here in front and act like I know what else they've done. I don't. If I did, I'd say it again. I'm not trying to be like fake for you guys. So anyway, now we're inside, and it's some dude. It's like nothing but like like slots on the walls for different papers and stuff like that, and papers and books and scrolls. And this dude's like writing away at his desk. We don't know his name. I just called him a scribe because if you're writing stuff and there's paper around you, you're a scribe. But that is Christopher Plummer, and he sort of has this kind of looks like Tom Selleck with the mustache. Like I was getting like low key Tom Selleck vibes. just slightly. Maybe you won't notice it, but it's like this guy's reminded me of somebody else. It was the mustache. So he's just sitting there writing, doing his thing, and then this like super rough looking dude just comes. He's coming in. He's got like this black turban on. It's dirty. His clothes are dirty. His face is just all. It looks like the man's been living outside for years, and just like this man's got so much makeup on, you really can't even tell he's a human. But you hear his voice, and it's like that's Michael Caine. Like, what are you doing with that accent in this part of the world? Michael Caine, I mean, like he was in The Dark Knight. He's been in a lot of stuff. He kind of needs no introduction, but he is in Quills, which I do bring up here. That's my like in my top five. It's from 2000, the film about the Marquis de Sade. Jeffrey Rush plays him. I know him from that very well. The great actor. He can do everything. Plus, he's got that accent, that Cockney accent. But this guy's name is Peachy Carnahan. I know somebody named Peachy from the Anthony Vincent music days, so I thought that was cute. He's a former sergeant in the army, and he comes in, he's talking to the scribe dude, like, oh, you don't remember me, do you? Well, let me tell you what I've been up to for the last 3 years. Like he tells him his name, he kind of recognizes the name. It's well, explain why you look so just beat up, like he's been outside in a puddle, but just looking rough as hell. Anyway, so we jump back 3 years, and now we see Michael Caine without all like the makeup and stuff on. So like he's young. He's sort of like made me think of Eric Idle in a few shots. I don't know why that would be. Like they're not even the same sign, but whatever. So like I was sort of expecting like jokes and songs. It's not that kind of movie. But he's got his safari hat, he's got his pocket watch, and it's got this little Masonic, symbol with like the triangle and the eye, and you know what that looks like. And I was like, oh, that's probably going to be important later. Let me write that down. But it's daytime, and this dude gets on like these trains that are just open. They don't have windows, so they're just like wooden on wheels with seats. You're basically it's like a stagecoach on wheels because there's just air coming through. It's super rickety. You can hear everything moving around. It must have been uncomfortable to sit on. So this is just like the gangster Hogwarts Express in India. If you're a wizard in that part of the world, that's what you have to put up with. But I don't know if I should call him Peachy or Carnahan. I'll call him Carnahan because if I call him Peachy, I'm gonna be thinking, yeah, it's not it's not a cutesy type of movie. Like it's not harsh, but it's really not that cutesy. So we'll just call him Carnahan because that's what they call him in the film. But he's got this watch and he's trying to like stick it on that scribe dude. Did I get his name? The character. Oh no! Oh yeah, I forgot. Like the actual like scribe dude, Christopher Plummer. That is Rudyard Kipling. I don't know how he's in his own story. I don't know if I would write myself into my own story. That's beside the point. But he's trying to stick this watch on this dude, and next thing you know, like the door opens up, and this like Indian guy walks in. He's got the biggest fucking watermelon you ever saw. Starts cutting it open, like taking a bite, spitting the seeds on the floor. And the whole time, Michael Caine is just, I was thinking the same thing, like, oh hell no, this dude is gonna get this whole place sticky. And I mean, like he was offered to share, but it's like no. So like Michael Caine just grabs this dude. Carnahan just grabs this dude and he just chucks him out the door. Like nothing else said, just grabs him. He's just gone. And the other guy's just, you just chucked a dude out the, oh, well, he's gone now. Like he wasn't going to put up with that, me either. I don't care. Dudes, I'm on your side, man. That's just going to make a mess. Guy gets chucked out. Thank you. But yeah, that scribe guy is Rudyard Kipling. And then Carnahan has like he takes a drink from his flask and he offers it to Guy. He had a 12-year-old Glenlivet. I want to try that. That's what Jonathan had in The Mummy. And he's just sort of like making friends with this dude, talking about like, yeah, I'm just here. I used to be in the war. And just like immediately, like this guy is just heated, just on about the bureaucrats in this country, just holding down men like him, stopping him from making money, which means, you know, he can't go back to England is like a big fat cat. So that's just bad for England. And it's all the bureaucrats' fault. Like he's on a whole spiel. It's like when somebody comes in the chat room and they're on a rant. Like this dude is just on about it. And dude just, you know, politely listening. Like, yeah, really, really sucks. Yep. Sure does. Like, am I gonna get thrown out too? Why is this guy going off? But this guy knows his shit. He knows liquor, he knows women, and clothing, and business. But then so he asks Kipling, he's like, so, hey, you gonna be coming back around through here? He's like, oh, yeah, just about 10 days, I'll be back through. Oh, Lone Yukon, glad you made it. Oh, we can begin the stream now because Lone Yukon's here. Yeah, grab some alcohol because there's a drinking game. When does that start? End of page 2. We're almost at the end of page 1. We're getting through it. It's like, yeah, I'll be back in 10 days. And Carnahan's like, hey, how about 10 days? You come back here in 8 because I want you to give a message to this dude, like describes how he looks. Like, if you see him, just tell him that Peachy went south for the week. Like, that's it. That's all you have to tell this guy. It's some dude named Daniel Dravot, Dravot. Some dude who's going to be traveling in first class, well dressed. Just give him that message. Awesome, thanks. And guy's like, oh, okay, sure, I guess I can. Awesome. And then Carnahan's like, well, that's it. I gotta go. Like the train has not stopped moving. He's just gonna open the door and hop out like he just chucked out dude. And before he goes, Kipling's like, you know, I didn't have because what it was, Carnahan goes to stick the watch on Kipling, but then the guy comes in with the watermelon, and then Carnahan's excuse was chucking him out. Was it like, oh, he was trying to steal your pocket watch? And then now Kipling's like, you know, I didn't even bring my watch with me. I didn't have it at the station. And Carnahan's like, oh, well, how was I to know you were a Mason? And then he just hops off. Again, train is still moving, and he just jumps off like it's a cartoon. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't question it. Movie logic. Anyway, now it's night, and there's a train stop. This dude is just, you know, like stretched out, sleeping. Kipling comes up, knocks on the door. Dude wakes up like, what the fuck? Tickets again? I'm trying to take a nap. And Kipling's up there like, are you a fella named Dravot? He's like, yeah, that's me. He's like, well, Peachy said that he's going south for a week. And Dravot's like, did he tell you I was going to give you anything for telling me that? Because I'm not. He's like, oh, no, he just told me to tell you that. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, thanks for telling me. And this is Sean Connery, Daniel Dravot, and he's got like the cool, like he's got like the mustache that comes down here, and then like the full on like facial hair down, like not on the chin, but just on the sides, like cool looking. I don't know if that's exactly mutton chops, but like just interesting facial hair. And then south, they're going to. I guess I don't need to know the name of the town. I wrote it down just in case I need to know. South. They're in India. They're going south. Who the hell cares? It's a big place. So what it is, what Carnahan and Drafford are going to do? They're going to go fuck with this Raja because that guy killed his mother-in-law. So they're going to get back at him for doing that. Like that was not cool the way you killed that lady. A Kipling party, Lisa Gray. I did have to turn on the subtitles a lot. I don't know what it was. I was not smoking out on the balcony. Maybe it's because they're just so English. And then you've got these Indian accents. So I had to stop and go back and turn on the subtitles so much. I just left them on. Like, what the hell? It didn't ruin my experience of the movie at all. But Kipling's like, how are you gonna pay back that Raja? Like, why the hell? He's basically like, like a king in his territory. Why the hell would he care? You coming down there with your buddy? And Dravid's like, oh well, we're gonna pretend we're from the North Star correspondent, and like the train's going away, and Kipling's like, what? You can't do that. I'm the correspondent for the North Star. Yeah, like that's my fucking job. You can't pretend to be me. So he's just pissed off. Like, how dare you impersonate me? So this guy turns right around and just snitches him out to, like, it must be his boss. I don't know if they said the guy's name, but it's some like superior guy too. You can infer what's going on from what you're seeing. We're not writing a book report. I notice these are not clickbaity because I have noticed, getting off a subject here, people will be like, my reaction to seeing such and such movie. And it's like them looking shocked or them like legit crying and they've always got a headset on. And it's like a very clickbaity thumbnail. I don't do that. Maybe it doesn't get as many views, but I'm like, wow. Oh, cool, Patrick. Mr. Kipling is a brand of cakes in Britain. Pretty good. Oh, nice. So here we go with the gangster AC, just like from Around the World in 80 Days, where it's basically like a rug hung up in a very, like the building has a very tall, like high roof. So it's like this very long rug and it just like, and it's like some dude pulling it on a string. It just waves back and forth to keep the air moving because it's all hot and stuffy in there. Gangster AC. Not a prison air conditioner, just gangster as hell. So I guess in the meantime that this official guy has gotten to look up both Carnahan and Drevitt, so he's got their files there, and they've just been doing any kind of crime since the war, from just like theft to smuggling to just whatever they can get in trouble doing. But they don't like that. So these two fellows are called in and they march in step. It's very synchronized. Whenever I see anything synchronized, I thought like a dance was going to happen. Oh, military people are always, okay, uniform and together. Okay, right. So they come in, they're very official, like hats off, all this thing. And they accuse them of doing all of this criminal activity. And Carnahan's like, I resent being called a blackmailer because it's blackmail if somebody pays you to not tell information about somebody. All I was doing was getting like a little bit of money on the side to keep this information out of the paper about the editor's sister messing around with an official. So that's not technically blackmail. Out of all the things, that's the one thing he was like, no, I'm not gonna let you stand here and call me a blackmailer. And the guy's like, well, why are you staying in India doing crime when you can go back home and get real jobs? Carnahan's like, doing what? Working some shit job, getting tips for opening taxi doors for motherfuckers taking their girls on dates. Like, no, not after we've like seen war and killed people. I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not going back to that when I've done all this big stuff. No. Not going back to that shit. Are you fucking crazy? Of course he doesn't talk this way too, but he's going off. He's pissed off. Like, why would I go back? not having it. And so this official guy's like, well, I'm going to send your files down to Calcutta. That way we get you both deported. And then he calls them like detriments to, he calls them detriments. So again, Carnahan's going off. It's like, guys like us built this empire and you're going to call us detriments? Hats on! Puts on his hat. They both march the fuck out of there. Dude was not having it. And the whole time, like, Kipling's just kind of sitting back, like, LOLing to him. Like, he can't say anything because your boss is right there, but he's just, like, he's grinning. He's enjoying this show. Like, he's the author or something. So later on, it's probably, like, the same day. I'm so, like, sensitive now to when it's, like, day and night because I've been keeping track in the show, so. Lisa said, if by Kipling, calligraphed it for my son when he was a babe. He's turned into a fine young man. Nice. Yeah, Leanne, what's up? All the clickbaits use shocking in the titles, but ends up being not so shocking. Not filing for that again. Oh, the shocking conclusion to the movie. And this shocking scene, and I think there was like one time I actually like gasped out loud, like legitimately. Yeah, had to write that down. But it's not too and this happens. It's not that kind of film. Like, this movie made me cry, and cries in all caps, and like they're like seriously like wet face in the thumbnail, but with like the background and yeah, arrows pointing. But yeah, it's got to be the same day. Well, I believe it was a day scene, but it's Carnahan and Dravitt, and they're at the scribe's office, and now they're being friendly because they want something. So it's Carnahan. He's turning on the charm. It's like, hey, guy, I think his name is, Rudyard Kipling in the story. They're like, look, we just want to look at your maps, look at a little bit of the information you got here. Also, we're going to smoke your cigars. And these cigars look like blunts to me. They look like a regular cigar that somebody hollowed out and filled out to smoke on the balcony. These are like skinny, like skinny, like your pinky cigars. I guess that's what flowed for a cigar back then, but I digress. Spending too much time on it. But they're like, yeah, so, oh, Leanne, this is on Tubi. That's a free app you can watch on your phone and your smart TV, or probably your PlayStation, and a lot of other places. But they're like, yeah, we've been all through India, and this country's not big enough for us, so we're gonna go off to Kafiristan. And at first they kind of pronounced it weird. It kind of sounded like they were saying Khafre Istan, like the Egyptian pharaoh Khafre. Um, but it's not. It's Kafiristan. Yeah, I don't know if it's a real place. It's a real place in the movie. That's why you have to know. Whatever, a stand. Like, yeah, we're going there because they have like 32 gods, so we're just gonna go up there and be the 34th and the 33rd and 34th idols gods up there, and just live it up. Because we're bored and we can. Why not? Their plan is to go up there. They're gonna just pick whatever king they come across, and fight for him, win his battles, and then usurp him, and just keep doing that. Fight the next guy, conquer their enemies, and then like become the king of those people too, and just go along and along until the entire country is under their rule. Why not? It sounds simple enough. Nobody else has done it before. Why not them? But they have to go through Afghanistan. They've got to go north. And there's like no white guys have gone up that way and come back to tell about it. We sent some cartographers up there, never saw them again. So if you want to go up there, just No, the last person up there that had a good time was Alexander the Great. So, yeah, Kipling's like, you guys are nuts. It's basically a death sentence. They're like, nope, nope, we'll be fine. We know what we're doing. We even have a contract here. Check it out. Would we be crazy if we had a contract? See, right here. And it says, they while they're on this mission, no liquor, no women, and they won't bail on each other. If one of them gets in trouble, you don't leave them high and dry. You stay, you get your buddy out, go on the adventure. And they need Kipling to witness it. So they'll sign. And it's 4 a.m. They mentioned, they're like, it's 4 a.m. You can go to bed if you want. We promise not to steal anything. Oh, so maybe it was a night. I don't know. I don't have to pay attention. It's not Dark Shadows. And apparently, Kathiristan is 10,000 square miles, conquered in 328 BC by Alexander the Great. He defeated their king and then married the guy's wife, Roxanne. Don't know if that's historically accurate. It's true in the movie, so it might as well be true. Whoa, Lisa says, my father worked in Pakistan a few years after partition. Have his Pakistan passport. Ooh, that's weird. What color's the outside? Is it something creepy like red? Just checking the battery. Yikes. Pardon any lag. Please don't freeze. The screen, not my legs. I can freeze, not the equipment. Get your liquor ready. Here it comes. It's coming up soon. Get your shot glass. Okay, now it's daytime. We're outside, and I had the hardest time understanding what anybody was saying because it's Kipling, and he's just kind of being like, he's on this cart, sort of being pulled through, the bazaar. So you hear people, oh, sir, I'll make you a good price, people selling stuff. And this is the first time we get to see anything purple. It's kind of like off in the distance, like it's the decoration for like a shop or a stand, and it's lavender. So it's like, oh, something's purple. Okay. But the driver kind of stops Kipling. He's like, "Hey, there's this guy wants to show you something, and but maybe you shouldn't get off here because we're like in the middle of town. You don't know these people." The guy's like, "Oh well, I'll see what they want," and just sort of wanders off. So like this guy that wanted to see him, you see these two people, like they got turbans, they got all like the rags, like their faces are like dark, like they've been just out, out for, days, haven't been washed. Oh, Lisa Gray said, no, it's rather basic, thickened paper. Oh, is it like handwritten too? Oh my God. You can see where somebody actually like cut with scissors out to get the, yeah. So what they're doing is, it's like both of them are sort of like covered up, sort of like incognito, but Drabbit's sort of like pretending to be like crazy and dancing around. And then his servant, air quotes, drink is his Carnahan. And I should say it's not spelt the way that I would have spelled it. It's Carnehan, almost like meat a han. Yeah, it's not. I thought it was Carnahan. It's Carnehan, but that's just the way it's spelled, not the way it's pronounced. Okay, now you can really drink because what's happening now in the film, officially, take your first shot. They keep using these like bells, some kind of chime that I'm sure sounds very pretty and nice when you're there, but the way it hits the audio equipment they had in 1975 and the way it hits my ears with tinnitus, that shit hurts. So I had to put it on subtitles. Lisa Gray, holy shit, stamped and handwritten. That is so gangster. So that they keep using these bells every so often. And so, no, I had to full on mute it, just go on subtitles, was so pissed off about that. Don't know when the bells are gonna stop, so I had to keep going back in. So can't hear, drink. That's just the first time. So they're gonna, Dravit's gonna pretend to be crazy. They're gonna like, get money so they can, like have money to like get stuff to travel. But they've got a little bit so far. Right now they've got 20 rifles. They call them martinis. Patrick, Irish name. Yeah. Because it's like Carnehan. Yeah. Yeah, so they've already got some, weapons there. And then this is when Michael Caine looks very much like Eric Idle from Life of Brian. If you have not seen that movie, how? um Monty Python got in so much trouble for that. You do want to watch, everything Monty Python, full stop. But you do want to watch Life of Brian. There's one scene in there that sort of like hands it to people nowadays, like the way they can't decide on sex. They sort of Monty Python put them in their place in the whenever that movie came out, late 70s, 77, something like that. Don't take my word on that. But yeah, Kipling's there. He's like, well, this idea is crazy. You guys really shouldn't go. This whole idea is just dumb. You're going to get yourself killed. And they're like, yeah, thanks for the advice. We're going to keep doing this thing and get this money built up. So, he realizes he can't talk him out of it. So he gives that little Masonic charms from a pocket watch to Drabbit, just to just puts it in his hand, like here, take it with you. It's good luck. Leanne, yeah, Brian, the man they call Brian. Great song. What are you doing with that Welsh tart? So there are points when you drop your pen, and there's traveling. There'll be like a traveling, and then there's narration. I guess they didn't want the audience to get bored. But they're going through the Khyber Pass. It's a lot of folks and just like happen to be like traveling this way, walking through. I believe you can see some more people wearing purple off to the side at one point. There's some guards standing there at attention. Like they're all incognito, so you can't tell who they are. But one of them sees a soldier that they know, so he's like saying these orders, and dude's standing at attention and doing all like the things and stuff like that, like he's receiving an order from an actual superior. He's just programmed to react to those words no matter who's saying them. So he's just sort of making an ass of himself. But yeah, their thing is like as they're traveling, they're gonna tell fortunes for these people in some made up language that they made up, and the other people are gonna be fascinated by that and give them money because they just don't know anything. Oh yeah, they don't make movies like that anymore. So I watched Life of Brian. I'm like, wow, you can't really make fun of the church like that, can you? No, they got in so much trouble. That's why I liked it, because they dared to like make those jokes. Like they're just jokes. Nobody got hurt. Such a cute movie. Lucky bastard. So they come up to this friggin' raging river. There's nothing calm about this river. It is just flowing like it's not a pleasant stream. And they're like, okay, on the map this was just a little blue line, and now we get this big sucker here. We cannot cross this. So like they get like some goats, like they blow them up, like the goat, like skins. So something to float all of their stuff down the river. Because the next thing you know, you see them in the water with all of their stuff packaged up, and they're trying to like float together down the river, not getting killed or separated, nothing like that. Next thing you know, here they are on land, soaking ass wet, drying off their clothes. And as they're doing this, they see some guys on horses that are like slowly getting closer. And this whole time, like they've been avoiding villages at night. They don't want to like waste any of their ammo on locals. Oh, what's up, B chap? So these guys, it's 5 against 2. They really can't, fight them straight up. But what they do is, uh, Carnahan reaches into, he pulls out a, ammo bag. Just get this friggin' slug like this, and he pops it in his mouth. Then he grabs this bag full. He can't really tell what kind of food it is. He just puts it in his mouth. And he starts chewing. Then after so many, bites, he kind of like spits into the fire they have built up as if he's like spitting out seeds. So like he does that enough as these guys are walking up that they're used to it. And they get off their horses, they get closer, and that's when Carnahan he spits, and that's when he spits a bullet out into the fire. And these guys are getting closer, they're checking him out. They get around Drabbit, and they like his boots, so they go to start pulling him off. He's trying to, stop him, but it's like one against, this many guys, he really can't. So as they're trying to pull the boots off, that's when this bullet explodes in the fire. They all turn around, and then Carnahan's there. Fight scene breaks out. Like bashing one in the face. They get shot. They both, they scare off their horses. They kill these guys. Crisis averted. But now they've got 3. They were donkeys, not horses. I'm sorry. I don't know if that exactly matters, but they were donkeys. But yeah, now they got 3 mules now, and whatever equipment was on those mules. So like that's a win for them. And then it's more traveling. It's these narrow ass paths the whole way, like as wide as your hand. That's all they get. Oh, Lisa said, "Sorry, B chap, I drank your shot." When's the next shots? Yeah, next page. Get ready. And it's snowing outside, full on snowing. It looks like when in the Lord of the Rings, before they take the Mines of Moria, they decide to like go through the mountains and it's snowy as hell, and Legolas is walking on top of the snow, like that with no elves and no wizards. And they're walking through the snow, and Carnahan's like, "Dude, you're gonna cause an avalanche. Shut the fuck up." And Drabbit's like, "If I'm king, I should be able to sing wherever I want. So I'm gonna keep singing this tune," and just does not shut up. And then, this is all narration talking about like eventually the mules did die off. R.I.P. I guess you can pour one out for the 3 mules if you'd like to. But they're in the snow. Eventually, Drabbit goes snowblind, so he's just got his eyes bandaged up. Just, holding on to the last mule tail while he was, still alive just to get through. And it's like it looks like 2 guys just standing in the snow, so they take a shot at each of them. Well, they're just, statues standing there. But they figure like, hey, we must be close. If they've got these statues pointing out to try to scare people coming in, we got to be close, right? So they're like, this is a good sign. Let's keep going, even though one of them's basically blind. Oh, what happened? Like the bridge behind them just like crumbles away. They can't go back, and then there's like this giant like crevice in front of it. This is like just like so far you could even throw a stone across it's just that wide. They're just fucked. They can't go forward, they can't go backward. They just got to sit inside a cave and just chill for a while. What else can you do? And you're kind of thinking it's the end, like, oh no, are they going to freeze to death here? And Drabbit's like, do you think we wasted our lives? Carnahan's like, nah, man, after the stuff we've done, remember that time we went to, like, just giving all the examples? Like, no, we haven't wasted our lives. We've seen some cool shit. What are you talking about, man? We had fun, right? So they start laughing about that. And, like, these shots of, like, the snow, like the snowy mountains and all that stuff, I was kind of getting, like, the Edge vibes. The one with Anthony Hopkins, Jerry Goldsmith score. I wish they would put that back on Tubi. But they, like they're laughing at the fact that they had so much good times back in the day. It does cause an avalanche, so but it's in such a way where like they're inside the cave, so like the snow's gonna go right over them. Well, an avalanche is so hard it fills up that crevice that was in front of them, so they could just keep on walking. Like cool, like something out of a video game. So they just like, hey, they kind of don't mention it, but that's Like, good thing we laughed at that, or we wouldn't be able to go forward. But they finally get out of the snow, and we're just seeing like regular mountains without snow on them. Beach app doesn't say much about what on Google search. And if they say like what time of year this stuff is happening in, I didn't catch it. Of course, it snows in the mountains anytime, so who knows? Like, it could be July for all we know. But they see there's like the stream down below, and these people are just like out there, just like washing clothes, just kicking it, like women and children, just living their lives. And then like here, these other people come up over on horses, and they've got masks on, they got weapons. It's like, oh shit, this is not going to go well. And it doesn't. They're there to like raid and attack the people who are down at the stream. Again, it's like women and children. So these guys see this, and that's not cool by them. They've got their muskets, so they're firing. And of course, like if you shoot people in a movie, you don't miss. So that's, oh, I don't know how many people. Let's say like 10. And they kill them all except for like one guy. It's just some random dude that like happens to survive. It's like, hey, you're coming with us. And just grab him up and take him. But they travel along farther, and they finally get to, it's like a fort or a town. Well, like every single town is going to have some fort on the outside of it. But they see him coming, just a volley of arrows, just all at once. You can hear them all striking the ground. They hide against the rocks. Like, what the fuck? That's not very friendly. But this dude way up at the top, he's hollering down. But then he starts hollering in English, like, hey, you guys, are you Englishmen? And I'm thinking, you know what? Wow, to hear English here. Whoa. I was like, yeah, mate. So what it is, it's this dude who's like, maybe he is Indian, and he was going out with a party of geographers, charting the area. But that dude's entire caravan got lost in an avalanche except for himself, so he just decided to stay there. This is a fella. His name is he has like a full proper name and title, but they call him Billy Fish, like Billy Zane, and then like Fish, the food. He's like, yeah, these people are dumb, and I knew you guys were English soldiers. Takes him to like the king of this town, a fella named Utah. It's Ootah. Oh, what's up, Royal Orleans over in Twitch? How's it going? But yeah, they shoot a bird out of the sky with these guns because they don't know what Utah, all these people, they don't know what guns are. So that just like blows his mind. You can point at it like a bird in the sky, shoot it, it's dead. It just totally freaks him out. But they ask like, well, okay, well, who's your enemy? Like, oh, these Bashkai, these are the worst dirty motherfuckers. Every time we go to take a bath, they go upstream and piss in it. They take their women, they wear masks. These guys are dicks. And so King Utah's like, well, I'll give you two goats for every man you kill, and one goat for every woman and child you bring back. And the guy's like, you know what? We'll do that, but instead, how about we just sack their city and just let us take, a few things that we want. That would be cool with us. We don't really need all the goats. Thanks for the offer. That's nice of you. Oh, and here's this guy that we caught that attacked your people. You guys can just have him. So like they just grab this dude off, and Billy Fish is like, great. The woman will cut off his bollocks. Like, they're not going to kill him. They're just going to castrate him. So okay. Drink again. Take your second shot because here we got some more fucking bells. I don't know what these chimes are from. I kind of got pissed off and didn't get a source. It might just be part of the soundtrack. Couldn't hear shit. Subtitles on. This is when like these ladies are wearing plum. It's dark purple. It's plum. It's so nice to see that. And there's Utah talking about, well, you guys can have whatever you want. You guys can, do you like women? I mean, I've got girls. I've got something like 27 daughters. You want one? You want three? You want five? I can get more. Do you like boys? I've got sons too. They're like, no, no, dude, we're cool. We're cool. No, thank you. But they're playing something that looks like it's sort of like polo, like up on the horses with like the mallet and hitting like the ball, except it's not a small ball. It's a giant ball. They're like, well, why is that ball so big? They're like, and Billy Fish is telling them, like, well, it depends on the size of the head. If it's a small head, it's a small ball. If it's a big head, it's a big ball. That's the head of the slave you guys, just gave us. And they just cut off this motherfucker's head and they're playing with it. Like, oh, okay, that's just like the baseline. That's like normal for them. So I'm like, okay, this is the level we're at. And so it's like, all right, well, we're going to train up these soldiers. We're going to kill the guys pissing you off. It's all good. They get the soldiers trained up. You got to fight before you got to march before you can fight. And soldiers don't think, they take orders. And they're just trying to get these people trained up. And what the hell was Michael Caine's pants in that scene? If you have to go back and watch that film, look at his pants. What the hell is this fat? You would never make pants out of that fabric in real life. This is only something that could happen in a foreign country. It looks so uncomfortable. Like you could not free ball in those pants. They would be the itchiest fucking things. And it just took me out of the movie for a second. Like those must be so, maybe they're warm, but they look so uncomfortable. And then there's this quick scene where it's Carnahan just kind of like chilling out in bed, and this lady just like comes in and just like gets naked, and dude's kind of like, we're sort of on this mission here, and I can't be, like, thanks for the offer, very nice and all, but, and then Dravit comes in, and Carnahan's like, well, let's go back, was it, let's seek safety in the battlefield. Scene ends, yeah. So they, like again, like no liquor, no women, no leaving each other behind. That's their rules. And now they're like training to fight, or no, it's like they're gonna fight these guys, but like right before like the two forces meet, it's like this group of dudes in white just going across the screen, and like they keep ringing a bell. Like that didn't bother me. But like they walk through and everybody on the field just gets down. Like they just like nobody fights when these people walk through. Like we'll fight when they're gone, but not right now because these are like holy men walking through with their eyes closed. Now drink three. Here we go. Now with bells that I could not hear. They're just ringing these bells, or there's some kind of chime. Could not fucking hear. Subtitles on. But it's, like our boys have guns versus guys with like spears and arrows. So they eventually realize all they're going to do is get shot and killed. So they all start putting down their weapons and just like getting down. Like they realize they're fucked. They just cannot win. And I guess Dravit just charged ahead. He ended up getting shot like somewhere, like off to the side, somewhere in his chest. I forget exactly where. So he's got this arrow sticking out of him. He just kind of pulls out and just never puts back down. And Carnahan's pissed off about that. And he's like, I just got, carried away. But now, after the fight's over, there's Utah. He's got his sword. He wants to cut off the loser guys' heads. And our boys are like, why? And Billy Fish is explaining that's just a custom that they have, like the warriors behead the losers. And it's like, this guy never took out a sword the whole time we were fighting. Now he wants to chop off heads like he was out there fighting. No, what the fuck? Like, no to the killing, and no, just in general. That's so fucked up. No, you're not going to chop off some guy's head. But Utah just is not gonna not cut off this guy's head. He's not listening. So Dravit takes his arrow and just slaps him on the hand. And dude kind of falls away, tumbles away. He can't believe somebody struck him. But oh well. And Dravit's like, we don't chop off heads. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna attack these people's villages. We're not gonna rape your women. We're not gonna destroy shit. From now on, you guys are all brothers. You guys are all gonna get along. And just like Negan, just bring us half your shit and we'll decide which half we want. So it got a little bit of Walking Dead. It got a little bit of Atlanta there. Maybe they were in Virginia at the time of The Walking Dead, but that's mixing up fandoms. But since we're all brothers now, who are your enemies? Let's go fuck those guys up. And Utah tells them, oh, their enemies are these people. Every time they come out to take a bath, the people go upstream and piss in the river, and just the same reasons to not like each other. I'll beat you have to strike first, strike hard, and show little to no mercy. Okay, yeah. Yeah, hit them hard, hit them fast. So they finally get all like these spoils of war, and I didn't do, I don't know what year this takes place in, so I didn't take my currency converter to it. But they said they could get 10 or 15 quid for all of the like necklaces and jewelry and rings and stuff that they got. So whatever 10 or 15 pounds would be in whatever year this movie takes place in, plus inflation, I don't know what that would be. It must be a lot. But they start shouting for Sikander, like with an S. And somebody's like, hey, driver, that's you. So he goes outside, like this. It's like, why were they saying that? Who cares? They're like, oh, that's just the way they say the word Alexander. Because they think because he got shot and didn't bleed, he's Alexander's son, and he's also a god because no blood. And he's like, I'm not a god, man. You see this arrow? I was wearing a bandolier. It hit this. That's why I didn't bleed. There's no miracle here. It's like, well, you can't tell them. You have to let them think that. Well, why not? They think you're a god. Go along with it. Because Alexander had built that city, left, and then the people were sad. But then Alexander promised to send back a son. They think he's that son, like the son of Sikander. It's like, oh, okay, hey, I'll take that role. Yeah, they're gonna let them think he's a god. So it's like the Road El Dorado. If you haven't seen that movie, great except for the songs. Like how Tarzan's good except for the songs. Lisa Gray in the mid 70s seems like the pound was equivalent to near $2 US. Wow. Yeah, so now the people are celebrating. They've got their son of Sikander, and they're so excited. They're playing their polo game again with like the giant ball. Except that's not a fucking ball. That's Utah's head in that fucking sack. And I fucking gasped. Holy shit, the way, I mean, not the way I explained it, it's probably not that dramatic, but the way it comes up in the movie, I'm like, holy shit, they killed that guy. You let somebody hit you and you're a king, and you didn't hit them back or have them killed. Like, yeah, maybe I should have saw it coming, but yeah, he's dead. Yeah, so we're like a time lapse. We got some music playing. There's folks marching along a stream. I guess they had like 6 victories so far. Dancing girls come out and throw flowers at them, and there's like walking on petals into cities. So everybody thinks they're hot shit, and they're getting the spoils of war from some people. And there's like this girl who's just Dravit just wants to see closer. Like hey, like tell her to come here. Like turn around. And it's just some honestly it's like one of the like the priests, one of like the guys, daughters. Her name just happens to be Roxanne as well. That's the chick who's it's like Michael Caine's wife in real life, at the time, I guess. I don't know about his personal life, but she's so like wary for like he kind of wants to like just maybe like touch her, like not in a creepy way, but she's just kind of standoffish because their thought is that if a god touches a mortal, like that person will just burst into flame. So she's not into the spontaneous combustion thing. Doesn't really want to be touched. So now our boys get a summons from this dude, this high priest guy that tells them to just come along. And they're like, sure, we'll be there in a few days. And Billy Fish is like, no, when he wants you to come somewhere, that means like that day, today. You have to head there now. It's like, okay, let's see what he wants. Drink. Fourth. This is the fourth time. Cannot hear. They're doing the bells and shit again. You're going to be drinking a lot right now. Here it comes. And this might be the end of it. Yeah. The drinking, anyway. Because they go to this, like, holy city. Can't really tell how far away it is. Don't know if it's the same day. But if they don't go to see this guy, they're going to lose face. So that they have to, like, present themselves. Or they look like some scared bitches. So they can't not go. So there they are. It's just more bells. I guess you have to play bells the whole way there. So bells chiming, bells chiming, bells chiming. And they get up to see this person. They don't really know who this guy is. Of course, he's not going to speak English. And Carnahan's, well, let's just do what we always do. Let's just, put on our poker faces and just bullshit this man, just get it over with and get back to what we were doing. Something like we haven't done this before. It's a town called Sikandergal. I forget exactly why, but Dravit says, God's holy trousers. I have never heard that expression before. Oh my god. I think when he sees the city, that's his reaction. And here he goes with some more fucking bells. And at one point, this just starts and goes on for so long, like honest to God, real life minutes. It just happens at the end of one scene, and then we get to the next scene. It's these goddamn bells again. So you're up to 7 shots. I don't know how many, if you've been drinking along, you got to do at least 7. Oh my god. It just goes on and on and on. So if this priest has a name, I really don't care. He's the high priest. That's all you need to know. He's the guy with the power, their pope, whoever. But the rule is no weapons in the city. Okay, fine. Okay, so what it is, the high priest has Dravit come up to, like, up on, like, go up the stairs. He's up where everybody can see him. They have him stand, like, way far away, and then these archers come up because they're gonna, like, shoot this motherfucker. That's not cool with Carnahan, so he runs up there. He's, like, shoving people out of the way, like, holy fuck, they're gonna kill my friend. And you think a fight's gonna break out because he's like being disrespectful, but as they're like, holding Dravit, like his shirt gets pulled open and you can see he's wearing the necklace and he's got that little Masonic symbol, everybody stops. They're like, we know that. And they take him over to this rock and show it to him. And it's like a bigger version of that same Masonic symbol. So like they think, wow, he must really be the guy because he's got the same symbol. Leanne, hell's bells, God's holy trousers. Leanne, yeah, take a shot whenever it's these friggin' high pitch. Maybe it wouldn't bother you because you don't have tinnitus, but they keep using this bell, this chime. It must be like a bell in real life. But it just, like, it happens at certain points in the movie, and then they get to this holy place, and they keep ringing this fucking bell. It's like the boot spurs that guy wears in Maya Breckenridge. And I had to mute that. I don't care for that. I only watched that movie for Mae West. But at some point, this guy's walking around the entire set wearing like spurs, like he's on a horse. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but it wasn't. Oh my god, that movie is so hard to choke down, and then that happens. That's not this movie. This movie is better than that. So I've always wanted a plate helmet, or a plith helmet. Pardon me. Yeah, Leanne. Yeah, bells. Take a shot. Happened about 7 times in the movie. Yeah, at least they keep it all confined to about the middle of the film, but holy fucking shit, it keeps happening. And then they talk during it, so you have to put it on subtitles. I put tonight. Maybe again, it might not bother you at all. You might not even notice it. But yeah, he's got that symbol, so he must really be that's Sikander's mark. So he's got to be the guy. And then we cut to the scene. I didn't quite know what was going on because you get the shot of this nude guy from the back because he can't dress himself. So they got to put his clothes on him. I don't know what it is about being that holy where they have to dress you as if you are Kylo Ren putting on like the clothing for the first time, like you're a movie actor, you're not allowed to touch the costume. I don't know why that is. They can't dress themselves, but it's this whole thing. They're putting on like the robes on the priest, and then they have this like purple, this dark purple cushion with a gold crown on it, and the crown is gold. It has like a disc, like the Aten, just like a circle disc in the front and two on the sides, and then it's got like two birds like looking at the one in the middle. So it's a cute little crown. Yeah, there was like just the tiniest little bit of nudity in this film, if that's a thing you do or do not want to see. But yeah, Dravik gets crowned with his crown, and he's wearing like a purple robe with a gold necklace. I love those colors together. And then they show him this room. It is just full of nothing, but it's like gold coins and just like things and stuff, just all made out of gold, very like Scrooge McDuck. You can't exactly like dive into the coins, but like low key. It's just all this gold that is just, stuff Alexander left up there when he was around. And Carnahan's like, hey, how about we just, take what we can grab and just get the fuck out of here, dude. All we have to do is they have to wait 4 months for the monsoons to end, and then they can get the fuck out. Just grab what they can and go. Because dude sees that gold, like this is our goal. Let's go. So then it gets into like the bureaucracy type of. Oh, Lisa said getting a bit of wibbly hiccup. Nice. Like doing like the bureaucracy thing, you gotta like listen to everybody's problems when you're king. So this dude comes up with his wife and like this other like group of like a few men and like a bunch of women. So I guess what it was, this lady is out here just fucking, just like completely being uh unfaithful to this man, but every time she fucks another guy, the husband gets 6 cows and suddenly he's got all of the cows in the village. And it's like, okay, so who are these guys? It's like, oh, those are the guys she's been cheating with. It's like, all right, so who are those women with the guys? Like, oh, those are all their wives. Like the one guy's got 3 wives, another wife's got 5 guys, another guy's got like 6 wives. So it's that kind of a situation. So he works out that like, okay, so for every time it's big complicated thing, but basically for like every time he cheated, he had to like give like a cow to each of like the other guy's wives. And it works out in such a way that this woman's gonna have to keep hoeing herself about like 14 more times just to get the cows necessary to pay back for all of her other slutting around. And he's like, see how she likes it when see how he likes it when she's earning cows for somebody else. Dude, I'd have killed her, but that's just me. Different society. And this other guy comes up, he's pissed off because all of his grain got burned down in a fire, so he wants to go raiding to get more grain. Draven's like, don't do that. How about I just have everybody send like 10% of their grain here. That way, if somebody does need grain, they can come to us. They don't have to like fight for it. We'll just give it to them. Hey, let's do the same thing without the violence. And then after that, Dravit pulls Carnahan aside. He's like, you know what? Since we're like going along with this, that I'm a god thing, you really need to start bowing to me. Like just in public, just to keep up appearances. Carnahan's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. I'll play along. Uh-huh. Because it started out Carnahan seemed more into it. Now Dravit's crowned, so he wants to. It's going to his head. But it got to the point that they defeated everybody's enemies and their enemies and their enemies, that there's no more wars to be fought. So Carnahan needs something to do. Dravit has him build a bridge, a super long, rope bridge, so they can get around easier. Because everybody's not fighting, they're friends now. They should have bridges. And then one day, Carnahan sees geese flying north. That means the monsoons are going to be ending in a fortnight. They can take the gold. They can take off, go back anywhere. Go to India, go to England. Doesn't matter. And Dravit's like, have fun. I want to stay. Carnahan's like, you want to stay here? He's like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting a wife too. Remember that lady that we saw back in the a few scenes ago? Like it's meta. Carnahan's like, you can't get a wife. Remember the contract? No, no women, no drinking, all that stuff. And Dravit's like, yeah, but the contract was completed when I became king. So he's really buying the power trip. And Carnahan just like, let's just cut and run. We came to do what we said we were going to do. We got this gold here. Let's just, like I was saying before, let's just take what we can and head back home. Just cut and run. And Dravit's like, no, no, the way things played out, I think it's destiny that I'm here. So he's just too far gone. He's just believing it. Oh damn, beach up there was some tropical cyclone nearby Queensland. Yeah, they're the hurricane. Yeah, they call them cyclones, and it's the exact same thing. I don't know, is it because it would turn the other way? But yeah, the fact that Dravid is just buying this whole like thing that he really is a god. Cardhead, he's like, hold on a second, I need to pardon me while I fall down laughing, and he actually gets down on the floor and laughs at his ass. Dravid's like, just get the fuck out of here, man. Stop laughing at me. He's like, with pleasure. And now it's like where was this shot? Now they're up on top of a building. You get this very lovely shot of mountains. And Dravit's talking about, get that Roseanne girl, bring her here. She is going to be my wife. You can bring along her family to take care of her. Just get her ass here. And the priests are all talking to each other. Oh, no, no, a human or a god cannot marry a mortal woman. Oh, this just goes against everything they believe in. It goes against their highest god. You're going to piss that person off if you do this. And Dravit's like, you saying this god is higher than me? I am a god. Who cares if I piss him off? He's not higher than me. Get that girl here now. I had to say it twice. Don't make me say it a third time. And Billy Fish is like, no, this is really not a good idea because now all of the cows are going to die, the crops aren't going to grow, the priests are mad. It's just like, no, it's not going to work out. You're going to like basically bring famine if he marries a mortal woman. And he said, like, the priests are not mad that you want to marry a woman. They're mad because they think you're pretending to be a god. So they're sort of like onto him. Yeah, okay. So now this is like the actual wedding ceremony. Lisa Gray, hurricane wind. We just call that Tuesday here in Alaska. Oh my God, right? Probably gets windy as hell up there. Hold on a second. Little bit of heat. So they've got, like everybody's in town for this wedding. And they're almost almost looks like they're pulling Roxanne along because like she's all done up, she's all dressed up, she's got people on either side of her, and there's like music and women wailing and all this stuff you would expect to hear at a wedding in that part of the country, I guess. Very pardon me, ethnic. Um, It was a nice ceremony. They weren't playing bells that I, had to like mute, so it seemed like an okay wedding. I don't think anybody, I didn't check. I don't think anybody was wearing green, so that's a good sign. But she's like super nervous. Dude's got the crown. He goes to put it on her head, and she's kind of pulling back, like she doesn't want him to touch her because she still thinks he's a god or something like that. And her outfit was it's like her dress was like red with like gold embellishments, decorations, and then she was wearing this like fuchsia like veil. Very nice. And while this is going on, Carnahan, he's grabbing gold, putting it in boxes. You can hear like babies crying in the background, whatever that is. He just wants to take his gold, jewels. He wants to take the 20 riflemen with him when he travels away. This is a different scene, if I didn't say. Sorry about that. And he just wants to, like take his stuff and leave right then. But Dravit's like, well, I'm getting married, like in the like one, like 11 a.m. So you want to like stick around for that before you go? And Carnahan's like, yeah, sure, like see his friend one last time before he fucks off forever. And at the wedding, it's like, it's Sean Connery Dravit, so it's like he's wearing maybe like a white tunic, but then over that he's wearing purple. Very cool. And this chick, his wife, Roxanne, this girl looks high because like she can't even walk straight. Again, those people are holding her. And then like when they get like a close up of her, it's like her eyes are rolling back in her head. Like, what did you take before the ceremony that you're this fucking high? Like, I'm not gonna marry you until you sober up, woman. But she looks like that, and guys just, I don't know, I guess that's fine for him. And he goes to like kiss her or something. But then she like bites the side of his face, and he starts bleeding. And I would have killed her right there. Hear me out. Because here's the thing. He got shot with the arrow. He didn't bleed. They think he's a god. They think gods don't bleed. But okay, there he now he has blood on the side of his face. It was it was the side of his face that got bit in. What you do in that situation is he should have just grabbed her, pulled her away, killed her in such a way to get her blood out of her body somewhere. Just like wipe his face with it and then be like, oh, and I just decided, I got this close to her and I realized she's ugly and I had to kill her. So that's why I did that. Maybe like wife number 2 will be acceptable, but no, I just realized no, she's no good. So that's why she had to die right there. And then like use that the excuse for blood on you, and then just like go on with your life. Maybe that's too extreme. I think for that society it would have flown just fine. Because who's gonna doubt what a god wants to do? So yeah, he should have just stopped what he was doing right there, killed her, like, oops, she got her blood on me. That's what this blood is for. Okay, everybody go home. But he didn't do that. It's not that kind of movie. So I sort of get it, but that wouldn't have been me. Yeah. But she lives. He just kind of like turns around so everybody can see it. And then, all the murmuring, oh, like, oh no, that's he's not really, so like they realize he's really just a human being. So like you can see everybody in attendance turning on him, but he still wants to like go on. Oh, as son of Sikander. Carnahan's like, that shit doesn't fly. Let's go. Just grabs his buddy, gets the fuck out of there because the whole town is coming after their asses. So that they're retreating. It's our guys, it's Billy Fish, and it's the 20 riflemen, and they've got some horses, they've got some boxes with like the gold and the jewels that they're taking with them anyway, and they're all booking it out of town. They're shooting at all of the people coming at them, but there's only so many of them. You're going to run out of ammo eventually. They're, slow retreat back. As they're doing this, the horse takes off, the box on its back breaks open, gold coins go scattering everywhere. You can't even pick it all up. There's so much. You just have to keep running. So there go all their spoils of war, everything they worked for. And like some of the riflemen are just not backing up fast enough. Or they're one by one. The crowd gets them, pulls them down. You don't see them anymore. So yeah, stone them. They weren't like they're chucking rocks at them. They're chucking whatever they can at them. They're like yeah, you just have spears and rocks, but again they're gonna run out of bullets eventually. And Billy Fish goes out fighting. Okay, I'm not thirsty right now, but thank you for throwing that on the floor. They're like, run. He's like, nah, man, I'm not running from nothing. Pulls out his knife, runs into the crowd. Next thing you know, dude's like, bloody, just being thrown up in the air, tossed around by the crowd. So he went out fighting. Ugh, hard. But no, not their sidekick, buddy. So he goes down. And eventually all of their other riflemen just get taken down one by one. So it's just these two, you using your rifle like a club because it's empty, just like surrounded. They're just slowly getting closer. And Dravit's like, sorry I got you killed. Carnahan, it's like, no, it's fine, it's fine. No worries. But the crowd gets closer, it gets closer. I wasn't sure how they were going to meet their ends. So what happens is, the crowd closes in on them. And the next thing you know, they're at that bridge that Dravit had Carnahan build. And they have Dravit they just let him go to walk across it. And dude just like proud as fuck just walks down this bridge. It gets about halfway and stops, and that's right about when the guys at the end of the bridge they start hacking away at the ropes with their knives and their swords, and you see like the rope uncoiling and coming away. They're slowly gonna cut down this bridge and let this dude just fall however many feet it is. I bet Slap Satan, the subject, is so foreign to me, and that's why I watch great younger personalities. I want to understand the other generations. Yeah, that's I'm the same way. Like the way, say, somebody, a Boomer Age person versus a Gen X person, Gen Y, and so on. And like even an older generation, just different perspectives from different generations. I like those. So now what happens is Dravit's standing there in the middle of the bridge, and he starts singing a song. I don't know this song. I guess it's something you can look up. I just don't happen to know the song off the top of my head. And that kind of sucks. I was kind of like sad about that, but then this is what really got me. This is what really got me. Because as Dravit's standing there singing, there's Carnahan back on stable land, and he starts singing the same song. And I realized what was going to happen, because what was going to happen is dude was going to drop down and guy was going to continue to sing the song, and I had to grab the tissues. Like, holy shit, I know this is going to happen. This is going to be so sad. And it really was. Or, chopping up these ropes. It couldn't happen more slowly. And then, like, you see the, bridge kind of like that with the actor still on it. Falls away. They don't exactly show that. I kind of don't quite remember because I was crying at this point. And then kind of after the initial shock of seeing him fall away happens, Carnahan continues singing the song. And I'm just like, oh my god, I didn't know this movie was going to be sad. Fuck. It was good though. I like that. I was not expecting that when I started the movie, and then like suddenly like feels. I totally was not expecting that. Great way to kill off a character. Holy shit. I was legit crying. Oh my god. I can't believe they did that. It was so good. Like why did I think of that? Oh my god. And that's where like the background like flashback ends, and then we jump back to the present day where it's Carnahan, and he's looking all ragged with like the dirty turban, the dirty everything. Looks like he's been outside for 10 years, like the skin's a wreck. And he's like, yeah, that's what happened to Dravitt. And what happened to Carnahan? Speaking about himself in the third person, that he was crucified. They left him up there all night, and in the morning he was still alive, so they just let him down. They let him down, they let him go, and he was just able to sort of head home. Oh, Rover, glad you made it. I'm going to read that story, that short story by Rudyard Kipling now. I'm curious. Oh, cool. Um, and he's saying like, crucified, let him down, let him go. And I don't know exactly, like if it took him 3 years to get back to, see Kipling again, or exactly what it was, but like the whole way there, something like Dravitt was holding his hand, and that whole time Carnahan was holding Dravitt's head. I'm thinking, what? Is this like a gay thing? And as he's saying that, because he's sort of like got all this like fabric and clothing on him. He's sort of like reaching at it. He's got something on him that sort of looks like a bag, like if you were to take, say, like leather and make it into a sack and had that for years to get it all like beat up and raggedy. Kind of looks like that. He's kind of like pulling at it like it's tied to himself. And he sort of sets it on a table, and he's like, "Oh, that's the end of my story. I gotta go now. Bye." Doesn't take a cigar, nothing else. He just sort of shuffles off. I'm like, wait. I was thinking like, wait, did he cut off his buddy's head? No, that wouldn't have. No, no. But then he's alone. There's Kipling there, so he checks out that bag. You can really tell it's a bag now. Yeah, Zora. Yeah, his body fell for half an hour from the bridge to the canyon bottom. Yeah, it took so long to fall. Like this sounds like a fairy tale. The amount of time it took. But Kipling opens this bag very, very carefully. Drawstring top. Slowly pulls it down, and you recognize that crown with the three discs and the birds. And he pulls it down farther. You see some ratty ass hair. Pulls it down all the way. It's just ratty ass hair with the skull on it from the back, and they show it from the front, and it's a mummified skull. Holy shit, he was walking around with his buddy's head for 3 years. And that end. Credits roll. That's it. That's it. The end. So I am so glad that got recommended and voted for twice. It was worth, all those bells, never mind all those bells, it was worth it for that ending. Holy shit. And of course, it's Michael Caine, like getting weepy. You can't watch men cry because it's too sad. It was good. It was good. I like the whole adventure thing. It was a good time. I like that. Anything sort of in. I know it doesn't take place in India, but anything that's like, anything like the Mummy, I'm gonna dig that. So that was so cool. That's The Man Who Would Be King from 1975. It is on Tubi right now. Pardon me a sec. Oh, I'm sweating. It's like it's getting hot in here. Pretty cool movie. Yeah. With that cast too, and it's never say like spends too much time in one place. It does have a good pace to it. It's not like Around the World in 80 Days where suddenly they're like bullfighting for like a hot minute. You don't know if it's ever going to end. It's not like that at all. Pretty cool movie. If I could find a way to like edit out those bells, I would be more likely to watch it. Like I know when they pop up, so I know when to mute it. If I were to watch it again. And at one point, when they do show the mountains every time, like they have to show the snowy mountains, there's like a cymbal crash. Don't really need that. That's like something Gray's editor Zach would do. That's a little bit overkill. I get mountains are big and scary. Maybe mountains were scarier back in the 70s. Lisa Gray Mother gifted me Kipling's Just So stories before I could read. Anyway, he read them to my son, and now he's reading them to his children. Aw, sigh, good satisfied sigh. That's so wonderful. Pardon me. And yeah, the poll is up for the movies to watch or to vote on for March. Oh, well, let me, I'll drop this in the chat room again. It is in the description, but I understand it takes time to open the description. I get it. I'm online too. Oh, I don't want to pin it. But yeah, again, the choices for March are Beckett from 1964, Runaway Train from 1985, Donnie Darko from 2001, and Kill the Irishman from 2011. I've seen two of those. I haven't seen two of the other ones. So far, this poll went up something around 11:30 today. I've already got 8 votes on it, and this will be up for right about a week. Because next week, quite frankly, yeah. So far, it's just a regular week. However, we do have the first Wednesday of the month, and that is when we go to Morning Sickness Matt. That's Matt Christensen. And it's right after, quite frankly, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So Frank co-hosts for about 30 minutes there. And it's sometimes it's like being it, quite frankly, for a little bit of extra time after they spent 10 minutes fucking around with the voice changer, and I have it on mute for about another 15 minutes there. It's actually fun. That's all I really remember. I think the last time I was exhausted, so the second, I mean, like I usually leave after Frank says goodnight because that's kind of late for me, but I just had to, no, nothing against Matt Christensen, that's just late for me. And at that point, I've been in a chat room for 2.5 hours just staring at a screen, and it's a bit much when you're older. Ozora Cartoon showed up in my Tubi for recommended, has Charlton Heston. I love that kind of shit. Turbans and Daggers, the curved one, the I used to know the name of those. Is it a Bowie knife? The one that's kind of, it's not exactly U shaped, but it kind of like dips in. Let me write that down because I've heard of cartoon. Lisa Gray, Matt ditched us for a chick. What, Morning Sickness, Matt? Does he have a girl on his show now? Because what happened was, like, Matt Christensen was on Tenet Media, and then that went away. And then I guess he was doing on his own channel a show with some girl, but like within a month that was just gone. And then he does a solo show. I don't know his channel. I only know his channel from when we go there for that half an hour once a month. So I don't know what he does outside of when Frank's not on. Sorry, yeah, I couldn't think of it either. Definitely has a name. Like, I know the exact style of knife you're talking about. I just don't. If I. Let me just look up Bowie knife. Is it spelled like David Bowie? I don't remember. I can't spell knife right. Okay, it's not a Bowie knife. You know what? I'll find. I'll see it somewhere randomly on Tumblr. I'm sure in the next week. Oh, and how is this real Easter this year? I just had a random thought, like, when is Easter? Because I want to watch Easter Parade for Easter just for myself. It's fucking 420, so stoner Easter this year. I know that, I know it's not like the first time that's happened, but that is funny. And then since I talked about a movie today, I'll have to, the next Saturday show, I'll just get caught up with the last 2 weeks. So that will include when Roseanne was on. Very cool episode. Oh man, the next episode I do for this show is going to be so busy because I'll have 2 weeks to get caught up with. Plus, I know I'm going to be speaking about Mayhem, the new Lady Gaga album. It does come out on the 7th, but I get the feeling stuff's gonna drop like either way late on the 6th or like right at midnight on the 7th, Eastern time. So I'll be smashing the coffee and doing uppers to stay up for that. So um if it's not good, I have to mention it because then I'll have to eat my hat because I've been talking it up. But I know it is gonna be good. There's no way it's not gonna be good. So I will end up saying something about that. So an album plus 2 weeks to speak about, and then wait, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 weeks away until the Foxhole Squares. That's fun. Nice. So it's been busy. I bet you slept Satan. Yeah, that Roseanne interview was one of a kind. I will put it like that. Beat Chap says Roseanne Barr was very humorous sometimes. She's talked about daily life things and proceeded to start swearing profusely out of nowhere. Very funny indeed. Zoria Brothers in Arms. Yeah, Roseanne and Liz did not get to talk very much. I feel like she spoke like 2 or 3 times, and like got in more than a few sentences. She seems nice though. I'm glad they're all friends. That's at least a Punjabi. They have the Kirpan knife, curved blade. That's a Kirpan. Just in case my pronunciation isn't. Just looking that up. Knife. I used to know. Because what it was, I think I've told you about this back when I did the no budget filmmaking. Um, there was okay, it is close to this. This is one the Punjabi, the one I'm thinking of. It doesn't like it's got a little bit more of a bend in it. It almost makes me think of a boomerang, that sort of knife. But what it was, there was like the kid playing like the killer in these videos or movies, whatever you want to call them. He had like the knife that he used was one of those the sort of like boomerang shape. So that's why I know the shape of it. I just didn't know the name of it. Zora said you reflect the sun off the blade like a mirror to give the signal. Oh, nice. I bet Slap Satan said I'd be happy to be the next Roseanne. Wow. Yeah, Roseanne went through some stuff, man. Um, Zora said, "Let her know we're wise to those berets." Yeah, she had cause like her hair is like super blonde, and then she had like a super dark red lipstick, but then her hat it was like a black beret, and it had some kind of like silver sequin design. Like they almost like were they bees? Were they flies? Something like that, like a little winged insect on there. I want to say it was a fly. It could have been a bee, but yeah, she and then like I like the wine glass she had. It was very simple, like one of those sort of whatever shaped ones like that, with white wine. So that was cool. Oh, don't want to say too much about that. Oh, I can I guess I can say this. Apparently there is no more Rockfin chat room. Their thing was they want people to upload there exclusively, and since Frank uploads to many platforms, they just didn't like that, so he lost his upload privileges or his privilege to have an account with them, something like that. So they just cut him off. So you know what? Fuck you guys. And somebody said like Rock finished. I forget. It might have been Lisa Gray, but that was so fucking funny. But screw those guys. You know what? It was a good chat room because it's one of the few chat rooms that doesn't have the extra fucking emoji animations. So of course that one would go away. But screw them. If they don't want Frank's content, like nobody wants to upload exclusively to Rockfin, full stop. Nobody's heard of Rockfin. I wouldn't know what it was if I wasn't to Frankly. So who the hell are you guys? I guess I'll leave that there. Yeah, that made absolutely no sense. So you know, it's their prerogative. Speaking of prerogative, you know, R.I.P. to Michelle Trachtenberg, because when you see things on Tumblr, sometimes it might be, you know, somebody just photoshopped something to be silly, but it had a date on it, and then I look it up, and holy shit, this girl is like 39 years old, and now she's no longer with us. What the hell? Like, that's younger than me. And like her birthday is New Year's Day. That's why it fucked me up too. Like she was born on October 11 and then she passed on February 26. Both of those are holidays for me. I don't care for that coincidence. But what I've been able to gather so far is, I think Frank even said so, that she had recently had a liver transplant. Might have had a bad reaction to that. Her fans said before that she was looking kind of like thin, maybe like she had jaundice. That's like I just looked today. That's really all we can like all we sort of know. They're still waiting for autopsy results, and they don't think anything suspicious happened. But we know what you have to do to even get surgery. So who knows what she had in her system that she had a bad reaction to. Oh, B Chip said I got a similar email from the YouTube video content moderators. Yeah. You say something that hurts your feelings, and then you uh I forget if I even got an email about my violation. I think it was just no, I did. It was yeah, because I was live and I got that notification. That's okay. It's almost over. I think that strike that I got in December is over in it's 3 months, so it'll be over at the end of this month. So then I can say something else offensive. No, it's I'm not trying to keep a strike on my channel at all times. That's all right. I get it. It's fine. Yeah, it was only 4 days this week because Frank was off on Monday. Yeah. And then I don't know too much about this. Apparently, then we found out Gene Hackman had passed away, and it's the more I hear about this, it sounds like he's been just like lying, was just lying around in there for like weeks and weeks, and you know, like he's got children that never checked on him. Like what, he doesn't have family call or come over. He doesn't have friends that call or come over. Like, are you one of those kind of people? Like, hey, don't come over to my house unless you send it in writing. I don't know what his personal life was like. It's like, yeah, he was 95, but that doesn't mean it's okay to just. It was either people are thinking, okay, it was a gas leak, maybe his pacemaker. It's still a little bit up in the air. It's still kind of soon, but that sucks. A couple of good actors. Beach Chap, yeah, said something about following YouTube's community guidelines. Yeah, one thing they do with it's like either the strike stays on your account forever or you can take their air quote training and they just basically put you through these scenarios and you have to guess which is the right response. It's stuff you shouldn't even like you and me like I shouldn't even know this stuff as a YouTuber, but like, you know, if somebody talks about some kind of medical thing like this, should you tell them that or another thing? It just it takes, you know, it's like 2 minutes out of your day and then that means that violation can come off of your account in 3 months, so it's not going to like hurt you to go through that if your channel ever does get in trouble. It's just a thing. So yeah, any movies you would like us to watch for, I know we have the vote up now for March, but I'm always looking for movies for April. So if there is something you would like to have us throw in the mix to watch for April, as long as it's a free film from YouTube or Tubi or Pluto TV, even. That's a free TV and film app. Anything from there that we can all get in on, it's gonna be fun. No matter if I've seen it or if I haven't seen it, it's still a fun time. So I'm open to seeing new things. I'm sort of thinking about doing a poll, like what's everybody's favorite decade for film, but I don't know what to put because you only get four options. So would it be say like 2000s and on, or like 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s? There's too many decades to cover. I wouldn't want to leave anything out. The chap said an elderly woman passed away. The electricity company just cut off the power. Yeah, they don't care. They really don't care. Like, oh, you need this to live? Just off. And then I know somebody had mentioned a movie called Trog. I looked that up. I could not find that for free available anywhere. It's a good suggestion, though. It's always worth checking it out. And then the way, like, Tubi is, sometimes they'll have a movie up there, they take it away, they put it back up there. Oh, Beach Chip, can't think of any reasonable non-action films. Yes, or yeah, they don't care. It doesn't have to be any specific genre. Probably not a documentary. We're not gonna say sit here and watch all of Columbo and talk about that in 1 2 hour episodes. That would be impossible. Oh, it can be just because people here are into, like, they're into black and white films. They said they would be into silent films. So anything's basically in play. And myself, I'll watch silent films. I'll watch stuff from the 1920s. That's uh fine, fine by me. I like early, like pre-code movies. That's fine too. I'm not saying things have to be like raunchy and sexual in films. They don't have to be. It just, like, the things people would have gotten in trouble for in the 30s in films, people would not blink an eye at today. Like in one of Mae West's films, the way it is now, it doesn't make sense. She tells this guy, you can kiss my hand, and tomorrow you can kiss me. That doesn't really make sense. The real line is, you can kiss my hand, and then tomorrow you can kiss the rest of me. Could not say that in the 1930s. That was censored out. You say that to, like, that would not, that's like nothing to say today, but back then it was different times, more, proper. You just could not allude to, like, people don't have sex. How do we get more people? That they certainly don't sleep together. You can't even mention that. Oh my God. It's just different times. So I hope everybody liked the movie. If not, it is still available on Tubi. One thing, I think any streaming platform, they take films off at the end of the month, so you're just kind of screwed if it's not there anymore. I believe it is still up there if you do want to check it out. It probably shouldn't bother your ears the way it did mine, but if it does, you can drink along. Especially that one scene when they get to Sikandergal, and they keep ringing that bell for literal minutes on end. If you want to, like, take a shot every time you hear a bell, I'm sorry about the alcohol poisoning, but you can do that. Azora said, I give this film a solid 9 for its insight into a myriad of the most debated topics. Oh, cool. Yeah. I don't quite have a number system for these films. I guess if something was, like, bad, I would say that, oh, this movie sucked. Oh my God, I can't believe I sat through this. But it's the only reason I wouldn't watch it again is for those bells, but then again, that ending just hit me so hard, like nothing else mattered. Oh, which Stallone movie, B-Chap? Because, I mean, films I've personally seen, like, I don't really follow genres. I'll follow, actors, or, I'll watch a movie because of the score or things like that. So I wouldn't say, like, I don't know, like, I know some horror films, but I'm not a horror movie fan. I do like, action, drama. Romance is okay sometimes. You don't want to watch too much mushy stuff. I don't watch a lot of chick flicks. Like I haven't seen The Notebook. I don't really want to. The Demolition Man. I was thinking about that when you mentioned that. Demolition Man was good. Is that like 1993, something like that? I know I saw it way back in the day. I've not seen it since. I liked it though. I am the law. So yeah, thanks for showing up. Remember to smash the like button on your way out and grab your pants. So I said, thanks a lot. I probably would have never known about Daniel. That's okay. I was not expecting anything in that movie. It was just sort of like, wow, okay, this is different. Oh, Beach Up the Karate Kid movies. I don't know if I've seen any of, like, if I have, I was a kid when I watched them, so I don't remember. Like, I think I saw one. I couldn't really tell you which one, though. I know I was into that kind of, like Ninja Turtles and stuff like that back in the day, like Street Fighter fighting type stuff. Yeah, take it easy. Don't forget your pants. I know already said that. Have a good meal. Get some good sleep. Get ready for a full week at Quite Frankly. John Rogers, good night. If you're like me and you can't help it, you are getting excited for an album coming up. I do have the Keto Brains on the way that should be arriving this week. And again, I'm going to take it for a month. I'll review it on the channel. So it's an official thing. I do like the stuff. If you are thinking about getting it, just get it. Try it out. Use promo code Frankly though, all caps Frankly. That will get you a discount. Oh, Michael, what's up? Haven't been in chat, but listening along on my travels, Nikki. Love your commentary. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I can't wait to watch this back. The movie reviews are always some of the, I mean, like, a lot of these are fun to watch back, but especially the movie reviews. Like, that's what I said. Is that what I wrote down? I'm not going to look at I don't look at my notes when I watch these back. I just experience it. So it'll be fun. Beach up, not too sure when, quite frankly, though. No more likely on Tuesday. All right. Like, well, you have to miss the Monday show or something? Yep, catch you on the flip side. Yeah, so it was great seeing everybody, and thanks for showing up and for being Franklies and supporting the show and just being cool people. It's hard to find cool folks all in one place, but somehow Frank got a lot of the cool people in one place. So thanks for finding the show so you can find this show. Oh, what else is there? I'm not wearing the Gray Still Plays shirt, but sometimes I wear it. I've got a link to graystillplays.com if you do want a Not Today Satan shirt. I am not affiliated with his channel. I just like everything he does. I do have issues with his editor. Won't get into that now. His channel is 99.9% awesome, and I can't say that about any other YouTube channel. Again, not paid to say that. So yeah, thanks again. Stay warm. Have some steak if you can. Get this so I can see to end the stream. All right. So yeah, love you guys. Until next time.